Alexander Isak is now adamant that he won't play for Newcastle again. Now, my opinion on this situation is different to a lot of people's. A lot of people are on the side of, Newcastle need to let him go. Like, they shouldn't be doing this to him. In fact, my opinion is the opposite to that. I think he has disrespected Newcastle United to a big extent. And I am not on the side of Liverpool fans who think that it's Newcastle's fault they haven't been able to sign a striker and not Isak's. Isak has to be held accountable for some of this. No, it's not Isak's fault that they've not been able to sign a striker, but that does not in any way excuse how he's treated the football club. Now, I saw a clip on, was it YouTube or X? I'm not sure which one it was. I think it might have been YouTube. Gabby Abonglahor saying that he was furious with how Alexander Isak has treated Newcastle and that it's very unfair, and who does he think he is? Now, I agree with that. For me, to agree with Gabby Abonglahor, like, there must be a full moon out there, because that doesn't happen very often. But I agree with him on this one, because 3 or 4 months ago, Liverpool fans were in this exact same situation. Well, not the exact same situation, but similar. Trent Alexander-Arnold. He obviously wanted to leave the football club, Liverpool, and we were furious about it. He had ran down his contract. He's a Scouser. He ran down his contract to go to Real Madrid, and Liverpool fans were furious. We then can't tell Newcastle fans how to think when we have acted the exact same about a footballer. Like, I am on Newcastle fans' side here. It's a horrible thing. Like, Alexander Isak has disrespected the club massively. He's disrespected the manager, who selected him week in, week out, every week in the Premier League and other competitions as well. He's disrespected his teammates. He's disrespected the fans that adore him. And he's disrespected probably many people that live in the city of Newcastle. And no. Like, there's been this whole thing of, Newcastle aren't a big club. That, I can't blame him wanting to move to Liverpool. Newcastle obviously aren't bigger than Liverpool. Like, let's set that in stone. But it's not about Newcastle being a big club. It's not. That's got, maybe it has a little bit to do with it. But, again, Newcastle being a big club still doesn't excuse Alexander Isak of his actions. And, obviously, who wouldn't want to sign for Liverpool? Probably the biggest club in the world, alongside Real Madrid. And, who wouldn't want to sign for them? Obviously, you're going to want to sign for them. If they come crawling to you and you play for a club like Newcastle, who I have no disrespect for, by the way, you're going to want to move. And that's fine. But this isn't how it should be. If Isak had gone, okay, I want to leave, and Newcastle had gone, yeah, that's fine, and they'd have done it, the proper way, got a fee for him, and Isak's basically just thrown his toys out the pram, in my opinion. And what if I don't want a player playing, like, it's all well and good saying, Isak's moving to Newcastle, not Newcastle, Liverpool. The fans are going to be overjoyed. What if I don't want a player that acts like this to their football club? What if, you can just tell a lot about his attitude by the way he's treated this situation. Not going to training, going on strike, not going to their pre-season tour in, was it Singapore? Yeah, it was. Not playing in any of the games. Like, that's not how you should treat a football club. Plus the fact that, like, the fans keep forgetting. A lot of football fans I've seen are forgetting this, that Newcastle brought Isak to the Premier League when he was on his arse. He didn't have great numbers for Real Sociedad. I think it was like something like 20 goals or something for Real Sociedad. Like, his numbers weren't great at Real Sociedad. Like, he was a nobody to, like, most football fans. Nobody really knew about him. They brought him to Newcastle when he was on his arse, and they've made him into the player he is today. He's won a trophy with Newcastle. You know, he's played in Champions League football for Newcastle, and now he's basically just throwing it all back in their faces and going, "I'm off to Liverpool. Don't care about you anymore." That's how this has gone. So, yeah, I don't like a player that disrespects the current football club they're playing for. If I had anything to do with it, I'd be sticking him on the bench for the season. What I'd be doing is I'd be making him stay at the club till his contract runs down, and then just leaving him on his arse, you know, as a free agent. Like, Newcastle Football Club have done a lot for Isak. A lot. Like, I don't think he'd be the player he is today if he hadn't signed for Newcastle, to be honest. Like, he's probably a 20-goal player a season now. Like, yeah, I will be on cloud 9 if he signs for Liverpool because of just how good of a player he is. But I just don't think Newcastle deserve this disrespect that he's showing them. And fans just don't understand it. Some fans just don't understand the situation here. Every fan who's saying, "Oh, Newcastle are being silly, Newcastle should let him go, Newcastle should free Isak," if they were in this exact same situation, they wouldn't be saying this. They wouldn't be saying free the player. Like, they wouldn't be doing this. I've seen a lot of fans, Liverpool fans, even my own fan base. Not on YouTube, Liverpool fans. That's what I'm talking about, fan base. But I've seen this too much. That fans are saying that they should free Isak and they should just let him go. It's their choice. It's in their hands. If they don't want to sell up, they don't have to. Nobody's making them. If Isak wants to leave, then maybe, yeah, you should maybe, you know, you can't hold him against his will. But then again, at the end of the day, Newcastle are the football club that he's contracted to, and they don't want to sell him. So unless they open doors, which I'm thinking is quite unlikely, if Newcastle don't open doors to negotiations for Liverpool to sign Newcastle, then that's tough. It is just as simple as that. If Newcastle don't want to sell him, then that's their choice. But, yeah, and then there's other fans saying, but you can't keep a player at the club that's unhappy. Again, Newcastle's choice. If they don't want to sell him, they don't want to sell him. It's been their stance all summer. People just aren't getting it. That they don't want to sell him. It's not just going to click, is it? Just now, because it's going to want to make Newcastle keep Isak even more. It's not going to want them, this situation, Isak not wanting to play for the football club, it's not going to want to make Newcastle keep him any less. They're going to want to keep him more because of saying this. Like, I would be punishing a player that, like, I'd be docking his wages. I can't lie. Sorry, I'd be docking him or her's wages if they were to do this to a football club. Like, it's not the way to go. Coutinho did it to Liverpool. Suarez sort of did it. I don't know if he forced the move to Barcelona or not. But there's a lot of players that have done this to Liverpool in the past, and it's not nice. It isn't nice. They're forced to move to Liverpool to other clubs. Obviously, Fernando Torres did it with, like, he wanted to move to a bigger club. Yeah, I get Liverpool are 10 times, probably 20 times bigger than Newcastle. But that's not the point. That's not the point. He should want to play for Newcastle, who, he was on fire for them last season. And now he just wants to leave. Like, again, I just don't... I can't see Isak staying at Newcastle. I don't think that will happen. He's obviously not going to stay. Like, too much has happened for him to now stay at Newcastle. It'd be stupid for him to stay at Newcastle. Like, it would be stupid for him to stay at Newcastle, considering how desperately he wants to leave. And I don't think that Eddie Howe would want to keep, like, a player that's unhappy around the changing room. But not am I saying that what Isak has done is right, because it isn't. And I think he's treated the club with massive disrespect. He's treated the manager with massive disrespect. He's treated his teammates with massive disrespect. And that is not a player I want with that attitude playing for my football club. And yeah, again, I'll be on cloud 9 if he signs for us. But I'm not happy with the way he's done it. I'm not happy with the way he's going about it. It's very unprofessional, and there'll be other clubs looking at this going, we dodged a bullet. Like, the Arsenal could be looking at this going, yeah, we dodged a bullet. Man City, we dodged a bullet. Barcelona, maybe. Well, I don't think they would have been able to afford him anyway. But there will be clubs looking at this situation. Other clubs, Arsenal, Man City. I don't know. Anyone else? I'm not sure. Maybe Real Madrid going, we dodged a bullet. And Liverpool could be signing somebody who's got a really, really bad attitude. Like, it tells you a lot about his character when, a club that brought him to the Premier League when he was on his arse wants to just go. Like, he's being very disrespectful, and yeah. And he knows what he's doing. He doesn't care what he's doing. He doesn't care. He wants to move to Liverpool. That's the only thing he wants. It's quite selfish, actually. He's only thinking about what he wants. He's not taking the fans' feelings into consideration. He's not taking his teammates' feelings into consideration. I'd feel so betrayed right now if this was my football club. Like, I can totally sympathise with Newcastle fans here. I actually feel quite bad for them because they've signed little to no players all summer, and now they've got this hanging over him. It's not fair, and you just can't treat a football club like that. And again, there's been fans saying it's not his fault that they haven't been able to get their targets. No, it's not his fault. But people are missing the point. It doesn't excuse Newcastle not being able to sign players. Doesn't excuse the behaviour of Alexander Isak. Like, he has to take some accountability for this. It's not all Newcastle's fault. Some of it is Alexander Isak's fault, and that's the thing I think people are struggling to understand, because some of it is his fault as well. The majority is probably his fault, because he's just behaving like a child, really, and it's not fair on Newcastle fans, his teammates, or the manager, who has played him game week after game week after game week after game week, and given him this opportunity to become one of the best footballers in the world, and he's just thrown it back in his face. And that isn't how you should treat a football club. So yeah, that is my stance on the situation. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and I'll see you lovely lot in the next one. Please take care of your beautiful selves, and peace out.